All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be, I'm throwing a curveball at you guys today. We're getting off the beaten path here. We're going to be checking out another TCG called Riftbound. And don't worry, this channel will remain a One Piece TCG channel. But there's a new card game coming out that I really want to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you guys in today's video. This will work as a first impression style of video, like a critique almost, like my early thoughts on the game style video. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. I will have everything timestamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant links down in the comments section below. Alright, so the very first thing we're going to check out is this new video that came out. It came out about 3 or 4 days ago at the time you're recording this and putting this video out. So we're going to check that out first. I have the volume at a pretty decent level. I have closed caption on for you guys to read along as well. And I'm going to be doing a lot of pausing. If you want to watch this video all the way through first, I will link that in the comment section below for you to check out, you know, at your own pace or at your own leisure. But we are going to be breaking this video down pretty much like point by point. I'm going to go over each thing they say, and we're going to do that first, okay? So with that in mind, I'm actually going to turn off the background music here. Okay, that's going to be weird for me. And we have the volume on for once and the speed on normal. Yeah, very, very strange. Not, you know, totally unorthodox for our channel here, but we're going to make do. And here we go. Let me go all the way back to the beginning. And we're going to, again, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of pausing and breaking this down step by step here. All right, so here we go.
Oh, hey there. How's it going? Want the latest update on Project K?
Okay, we're going to stop already. So want the latest update on Project K? So that's apparently what this would have been the code name for this project before they had an official name for it, and it looks like the new name is going to be Riftbound, the League of Legends trading card game. Right from the beginning here, what are your guys' thoughts on that name? What is your thoughts on the name Riftbound? Now, obviously, like at the beginning of this, I had it on the very far back screen here showing they obviously had an idea here for this O to be some type of portal looking thing going on. And for those who are not aware or who have absolutely no knowledge of League of Legends, I think they get the name Rift from this idea of Summoner's Rift. That's kind of what the stage is called where you fight in the game League of Legends. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the entire area of League of Legends is known as Runeterra. Someone help me out in the comment section below if I'm off on that. Please be nice. But I believe the entire area is known as Runeterra. And they even used to have a trading card game. It was like a digital client, like how Hearthstone is for what Blizzard has, and for what, you know, the whole World of Warcraft, the Warcraft universe. There was a card game for League of Legends that was digital like Hearthstone, and I believe it was called Legends of Runeterra. Okay, so with that in mind, that's the idea behind, it was called Project K, but it looks like the name they're going to choose is Riftbound. I'm not a huge fan of that name. It doesn't really roll off the tongue for me, but please tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. It's not the end of the world if I don't love the name, right? That's not the, I won't be too critical over the name. Okay, now, let me get started again, and we'll start off from right there.
Oh, hey there. How's it going? Want the latest update on Project K? Well, I'm on my way to see Dave right now.
You gotta love these developer videos. You know, they're fun. They're meant to be very fun, cheerful, whimsical, and they did a good job with that. It's like, hey, oh, you guys are here for an update? What do you know? I am too. I'm here to go get updated right now by my buddy Dave here. Okay, here we go.
Come on, let's see what he's up to.
Let's see what he's up to. All right, I love that.
Dave.
Hey, Jungran.
How's set 2 going?
Set 2?
Okay, set 2. So check this out, guys. They're obviously very serious about this because they're already on set 2. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Whenever you're making a card game, you're going to have to do things. You're going to have to plan in advance, right? You have to plan in advance and have multiple sets ready so that way you kind of have them rolling one after another, and it allows for a balanced team, you know, I forget the technical name for it, but a team that comes in and does the play testing and to make sure nothing's broken, right? That's kind of the idea, is if you don't have so I would say it's probably ideal to have like 3 or 4 sets already planned out after the one you're on currently. So in other words, like say they're on set 1, it'd be very smart for them to be already done with set 2, 3, and 4 so they can get some major testing done. You know, 4 might be a little too much, 3 and 4 might be a little too much, but at least have 1 or 2 sets already pre-planned so you can make sure things are balanced and your design, your balance, and you know, your balance team can come in and make sure nothing's broken. So they're already talking about set 2. That's a good sign.
Dude, what are you talking about set 2? Haven't you seen the player feedback? We gotta get set 1
feedback.
frames and card art right.
Excellent. Okay, so they're listening to the players. They're listening to the feedback. And I have to say that when I first saw this game, you can kind of see in the background here. Let me try to make the screen bigger. My head's actually in the way a little bit. So like if you look directly under my head right now, notice the blue side of this card and the yellow side in between the two hands here. Okay, it gave me a One Piece and Digimon hybrid vibe. Like they combined Digimon and One Piece a little bit. And I was not a huge fan of how that looked at first. But yeah, okay, so let's see what they have to say about this. So they've been listening to the player feedback. That's a really good sign. And they're going to be doing some type of, redesign of the cards.
Here, check this out.
Okay. A little bit of comic relief there.
Right, I'm just kidding. Here, let me show you the real stuff.
Okay, good stuff. The sound effects team, going in there, going crazy, with like that shining, glimmering sound of like they're about to reveal something incredible. The chimes going, you love to hear it. Okay, so here we go. We've got an introduction here. Hi everyone, I'm Chen Gren. Here we go.
I'm Chen.
And I'm Dave.
Okay, we actually have their what they've done here. I love when they have that. Let me move my head out of the way so you guys can also read along. So Dave here, Dave Guskin is the person on the left here, and he is a game director for Project K, and he is a former EP of LOR. So that's probably Legends of Runeterra. So he probably used to work on Legends of Runeterra. I could be wrong about that. EP, maybe executive producer for Legends of Runeterra. So in my mind, guys, I was thinking, is that supposed to be LOTR, like Legends of the Ring, or even L5R, Legend of the Five Rings? Very confusing. Those are two different games, I said. Legend of the Rings and Legend of the Five Rings, those are two totally different, like franchises. But hear me out. So he was the former EP of LOR, which I think is probably Legends of Runeterra. And an MTG designer and pro. And his favorite card is Yasuo Remorseful. I have no idea what these cards are yet. And then Chin Chai over here is the executive producer for Project K. And his favorite card is Catalyst of Eons. Okay, very good. Let's hit play.
Since our initial announcement of Project K, we've received a ton of great feedback.
Awesome.
All I can say is thank you. When you told us you were hungry for more original art and the refined UI, that lit a fire under us to deliver.
Okay, so they're listening, right? That's the main thing to take away. Yeah, no matter how corny you guys think this, this presentation might be, the important thing to take away is they are listening to feedback and they are trying to fix the game based off of that.
We rely on your feedback to make our games the best they can be.
Excellent.
Your thoughts led us to go back and revisit some of our design decisions and conduct more playtests to ensure that we are making the game you want to play.
Excellent.
Today, we're excited to share some of those updates with you.
So again, I just want to say one more time before we move past this, it's really, really good to hear that they are focused on player feedback, and then they're going to make the game better based off that, because they want to make a game that you want to play. Because if it's a game you want to play, then of course it keeps people happy and it keeps them playing the game for longer. Now, you can't please everyone, but hopefully they are doing this the way they need to get the best result from that kind of feedback.
But first, Changran, it feels like it's time to retire the Project K code name, right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's about time. Today, we're excited to announce that Project K is now Riftbound.
Okay, Riftbound. So here's that little portal design. That's really cool. That's obviously calculated.
The League of Legends trading card game.
All right, so again, I'm not in love with the name, but that's not the end of the world. I'm not going to, not try the game because I don't like the name of it. It just doesn't have a good sound to me or something. Like, for example, Magic the Gathering, people can just call MTG. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon have a certain flow to that name, and it's a certain kind of, it's pretty much its own franchise at this point, right? I know Pokemon is. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is under Konami, but, it kind of has its own ring to it. But think about games like One Piece. One Piece is a very big name, but most people would call it, like, OP-TCG, like One Piece TCG or OP-TCG. Riftbound are people probably, I guess people are just going to call it Riftbound or RB TCG. See, that doesn't quite work. The Riftbound RB TCG, that doesn't quite work. We'll have to see. The name is fine. I just wish they had found a better way to resolve that. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just crazy, guys. You guys tell me in the comment section below. I'm not a huge fan of the name.
For those of you joining us for the first time, Riftbound is a TCG inspired by the champions and universe of League of Legends.
Okay.
While some of us in the design team are from the old school days of classic 1v1 card games.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for, right? Is a classic or not even a classic, but a new age 1v1 card game. That's definitely what I'm here for.
Riftbound has that and more.
Okay, so they do have that still.
Creating a new game gave us the opportunity to design multiplayer gaming from the ground up. If you like teaming up with a friend to play 2v2s, we got you.
I don't like to hear that. So that's not something I like to hear. That's, and you guys tell me, again, I really want a lot of feedback on this video. If you guys don't mind, tell me what y'all think about all these different points in the comment section below, especially something that really jumps out to you or like something you really want to talk about. But I'm not a fan of multiplayer card games. That's not my thing. I'm interested in a 1v1 card game, right? Like 1v1. And I feel like that would have been very thematic for League of Legends. I know some people are going to say, well, no, not really because of the ganking and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. It's not supposed to be 100% one-to-one translation from the game, but most times in the game of League of Legends, again, for those who are not aware, you're in your lane, right? So in other words, if you're in the top lane, you're going to go, it's you versus your opponent. It's like a big 1v1, but sometimes a gank can happen, right? Sometimes you can get attacked in the top lane by another player, and that's really frustrating because you're trying to 1v1 up there, and then you get knocked out, right? You know, they double team you or something. But the idea is I like TCGs because they're 1 versus 1. That's a big draw for me into the game. It looks like they have a lot of focus on 2v2 or even 4-player free-for-all, right? Which is 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Okay, now let's hear what else they have to say.
Or if you just want to have some good old chaotic fun in a free-for-all,
oh, that's what I was just saying.
Definitely got you.
We're excited to introduce a TCG for those of you who want to sit and play with friends, connecting across the table while being immersed in the rich world of League.
As super obsessed TCG developers
and fans,
we set out to make Riftbound as the true best of both worlds.
So I don't think you can do that. I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe League of Legends will prove me wrong here. Maybe the guys over here, I'm assuming this is with Riot, right? Because Riot is who makes League of Legends and like Valorant and all that. We'll see if they can do something that I don't think is possible. I think you really have to hone in, like really focus in on a single type of game and then go from there. Like, for example, I think they should really focus in on the 1 versus 1 aspect, and then whatever comes after that with the multiplayer mode, that's a good addition. But again, I can only really speak from personal experience, but I'm never really interested in a multiplayer format. That's just me. And when it comes to TCGs, I'm trying to get that 1 versus 1 experience and go from there.
A game that is easy to teach and play with your friends, and a game that is strategic and exciting at high-level tournament play.
Okay, so that is important, though. So that is a good thing that I think One Piece captured perfectly, because One Piece is a very simple game to learn. It's very intuitive, right? And it looks like that's what they're trying to do, is to make a very simple, intuitive game to learn, but has enough nuance in it that can help you, you know, beat other players that are around your level. If you're slightly better, if you made a slightly better deck, that all sounds very good.
Speaking of playing with friends, let's take a closer look at some of the champions you'll be fighting alongside in Riftbound's first set, Origins.
Okay, first set's name is Origins.
With over 300 different cards.
Wow. So the base set of this game is going to be called Origins, apparently, and it's going to have over 300 cards.
Including pre-constructed decks for some classic champions like Jinx, Victor, and Lee Sin.
Very cool. These look very interesting, but there's no text on these, so I'm assuming, yeah, cards are displayed with frames and text removed. So we don't have the frame on here, we don't have the text, this is just the art. And remember what they were saying in the beginning is they got a lot of feedback on how the art was not good enough, they wanted more original art.
All decks feature a legend card, like this one, Yasuo, the
Okay, so now we have an actual card here we can look at. So this looks like it will be a green-purple card, judging by the way that the frame is a green and purple card. Let's see what all we can gather just by analyzing this frame here. So we got a green and a purple symbol at the top. Maybe that's what the colors will be restricted to for this deck. It says Legend Yasuo. It says Unforgiven. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what to make about that. Maybe that's a title. Maybe they'll come out with you know, other ones in the future. I'm not exactly sure there. It says Legend Yasuo Unforgiven. Yeah, I would assume that's something to do with like maybe in a future version, unless that's a keyword. Unless Unforgiven is some type of keyword. Again, I don't know. Maybe there will be a different Yasuo in the future. Or maybe it levels up. That'd be another cool thing. Again, I don't know anything about this card game, guys, so be nice to me. I have no idea about it. I just am really looking into this for the first time, like really focusing in on it. But very cool stuff here. It's some type of title, Unforgiven. And then the effect is 2, so I'm assuming pay 2. Turn the card sideways, you know, rest the card, tap the card. Move a friendly unit to or from your base. Okay, so one thing I do have a little bit of concern with here is I don't see any attack on this card. I don't see an attack. I don't see a defense. I don't see any statistics on this card whatsoever. I just see an effect. It looks like there's some type of effect on this card, and that's it. Where are the stats on this card? Okay, let's keep going.
Forgiven. Legends
Looks
will
really
also
good.
coming secret rare versions, illustrated by some of Riot's amazing artists in their own style.
Can we
Nice.
show them? I want to show them.
Now, let's let players discover them on their own.
Oh, what a tease. What an absolute tease right there, guys. It was like, now, let's let them discover them on their own. All right, fine. We'll be patient with that.
Don't want to spoil the surprise.
Don't want
Fine.
to spoil
In
it.
addition to legend cards, we've also got units like this Dead Bloom Predator.
Okay, so now this card has looks like what will be a cost in the top left, some type of attack stat. There's like a sword and a shield in the top right. Maybe that's the battle stat in this game. And then it says unit Shadow Isles. Okay, what did Yasuo say? Hang on, we do have to go back real quick. This one said, hang on, where's the card at? There it is. What is going on, guys? Why won't it show me? There we go. So this one just said Legend Yasuo, and then this one says unit Shadow Isles. Wait, hang on.
Predator.
There we go. Where's his name at? Deathbloom Predator. Or Deadbloom. Excuse me. Deadbloom Predator. I like Deathbloom better. Sounds cooler. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. And it looks like now we have some effects here. Deflect. Opponents must pay that symbol, whatever that symbol means, to choose me with a spell or ability. Okay, so it looks like it's like this character here, this unit, rather, has some type of shroud effect or some type of evasion, where you have to pay a special resource here just to be able to target him with a spell or ability. Opponents do. You could target it to buff it potentially if you own the card, but if you're the opponent, you have to pay an additional resource of some sort just to target this. And it says, you may play me to an occupied enemy battlefield. Okay, so play me, you may play me to an occupied enemy battlefield. So I think play me would be like playing the card, and then that acts as like an on-play effect, maybe? Is that what's going on there? We'll have to see. There is some little symbols here. Again, we're just trying to break these cards down, guys, because I don't know what all they do, but we do have some type of symbols here under the number. And then we have a number at the top right, probably the attack stat. All right, let's keep going.
An epic card that you can summon right onto your enemy's battlefield. Talk about overpowered. Just kidding, we balanced it.
And we've got spells. For you Jinx fans out there, you might recognize Super Mega Death Rocket.
Okay, we got Super Mega Death Rocket here. This is a 4-cost spell, they're calling it, signature spell. Okay, and it has... Okay, so this one has a red and purple icon. Let's look at this one more time. This one just has an orange icon. So maybe you have to pay this many of this resource and then 8 altogether of whatever the resources are you're going to use to be able to play this out. So you have to have at least 2 oranges here, it looks like. Whereas this one, let me go back to it. This one,
Super Mega Death Rocket.
this one has a red or purple one, so maybe you can use a red or purple resource to play this one out. So maybe in the future, the idea would be if you're running, maybe in the future, like, okay, say there's a red-purple Jinx leader in the future, or, you know, hero, whatever they're going to call it, or legend, whatever they're calling it. If you have a red-purple Jinx in the future, maybe they'll make a purple-blue one or something in the future, or a red-green one. I'm just making this up off the top of my head. You'll still be able to run this card potentially because you only have to pay just a single red or a single purple and then 3 of whatever other resource. If I'm understanding this correctly, that's just using my, like, you know, foundational TCG knowledge. Hopefully I'm putting it together correctly, but I don't actually know what this card, you know, how this game works just yet. And it looks like this thing deals 5 damage to a unit, and then when you conquer, okay, when you conquer, you may discard one to return this from your trash to your hand. So it looks like if this is in your trash and you conquer, whatever that actually means, you're going to be able to pull this card back to your hand, okay, by discarding another card from your hand. So you'll discard 1 card from your hand and pull this back from your trash or your graveyard. Really cool, okay?
A card that you will definitely want to play again and again and again.
Recursion.
Those things Jinx and her buddies can take care of. For everything else, there's the rocket.
That's right.
There you go.
But Dave, what if I'm new to TCGs? I remember my first time playing, it was kind of intimidating looking at all these cards.
We got something just in mind for you, wrapped up in a single package.
Okay.
I'm talking about Proving Grounds, featuring Lux, Annie, Master Yi, and Garen. This box is a great way to kick off your Riftbound collection. Proving Grounds is designed...
Can we get a picture of it? Where's the I'm waiting for a picture to pop up so I can pause and talk about it, but I'm not seeing it. I like the idea, though, Proving Grounds, and especially the leaders they named. I know some people might not know all the leaders in this game, but Lux, Annie, Master Yi, and Garen, those are some old school, you know, champions all the way back in League of Legends, like way back from the beginning. I don't know if they're literally from the beginning, by the way. I don't know the original ones, but these are some old school leaders here, or champions, or legends, whatever they're going to call them in this game. So that's cool to see their names. You know, Lux, Annie, Master Yi, and Garen. I'd love to see how those champions are going to turn out.
Lux, Annie, Master Yi, and Garen. This box is a great way to kick off your Riftbound collection.
Again, where's the picture?
Proving Grounds is designed to get casual or first-time players off the bench and into the game.
Okay.
Bring it to your regular game night. I promise it won't disappoint.
We couldn't do this all alone. To bring this game to markets globally, we've partnered with UVS, an
industry veteran. So it looks like they've partnered with someone, but I just want to wrap up that idea that we just saw there with Proving Grounds. I love that idea of having something to just get people into the game with. I really want to see a picture of it. I wish they had shown some kind of picture so we could look at it and analyze and try and break it down and talk about it. But it looks pretty cool. It looks like a pretty. It's a really good idea. It looks like they're doing everything right to start. They've got a large base set for the beginning of this game, and they're listening to the feedback. Everything looks good so far, and it looks like they're even partnering up with another industry veteran named UVS. I don't know who that is, by the way, but all right, let's see what they have to say.
Industry veteran with almost 2 decades of TCG experience. We'll be working closely with them to ensure that you can find Riftbound in your local game stores and participate in organized play.
Okay, so it looks like they're picking up another group, this UVS or whatever it was it UVS or UWS? Hang on one second.
Promise it won't disappoint.
We couldn't do this all alone. To bring this game to...
Oh, when they're saying we couldn't do this all alone, at first I thought they were like referencing, like, we couldn't do this without you, like the standard, it's like you have to say that, right, as someone who's making a game, like, thank you guys so much for all the support kind of thing. But no, they're saying to bring this game to markets globally, they're picking up some help here.
Markets globally, we've partnered with UVS, an industry veteran with almost 2 decades of TCG experience.
Okay, well, whoever they are, apparently they have 20 years of TCG experience. I don't know who UVS is, guys, and all I do is play TCG, so that's interesting to hear that for the first time.
We'll be working closely with them to ensure that you can find Riftbound in your local game stores and participate in organized play.
Okay.
We wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for providing us with your feedback.
That's what I thought he was just about to go to. Like, hey, thank you guys so much, right? But no, that we're talking about they actually needed some help making sure this gets out to the market properly, and the tournament play will be set up. So someone to help them to really hammer out the kinks that inevitably show up when you're trying to start a game. Okay. Especially in the tournament side of it.
For bearing with us while we went dark for a few months to get the product right. We're excited to share that we'll be launching Riftbound in China in summer of this year, followed by many English-speaking countries in 2025, with additional regional rollouts in 2026.
Okay, so they did specify right there that in 2025, English-speaking countries are going to get the product, and then additional rollouts in 2026. So guys, we should expect to see this by the end of the year.
If you want to get your hands on some of these cards, look for us at some of the upcoming Riot and tabletop events this year.
Okay.
And look for us soon in your local game store. Until then, follow us on our social channels to stay up to date with the latest news.
Okay, Dave. For real, what about the set 2 designs?
Oh, those are done.
Pause. They're not going to actually show us. But one thing I do want to mention is I have seen the backs of these cards before like this. And I do love how I do feel like One Piece kind of hit that on the head, where there's really like 3 main cards in the game. There's the red back cards, that is the leaders. The white back cards with the green, those are like the white and teal or whatever that is. That's like the Dawn. And then there are the blue backed cards, and those are just the cards you'd normally have in your deck. So I see black, white, and blue here. And I don't know enough about the game. I have absolutely no idea what each back of these cards represents. Okay?
And set 3?
Wait, set 3? I gotta get back to work.
Beautiful. Look at that. There's the 3 colors right there. Awesome. Okay, so that's the end of that. So let's go ahead and hop over we're going to go over to the website real quick and check that out. So this is all they have currently. Like it's not updated. They're still working on this. Notice it says coming soon. But this I will link this in the comment section below as well, of course. And we've got Jinx in the front here. And when you start scrolling down, here's the video we just watched. Bring your favorite characters off the screen and into your hands with Riftbound, a TCG inspired by League of Legends. Join old friends on a new battlefield, one that rewards your skill and dedication like no other. Grab your crew, craft your deck, and dive into your next game night adventure. Okay, very cool. And then it has down here, it says follow us here for updates. It's like a link to their socials. You can click on that if you want to. But it says Riftbound is a collectible trading card game featuring a vast array of characters and locales from League of Legends, available for purchase online and in-game shops very soon. Follow us on our social channels to stay in the loop. And they got a bunch of little things down here. But when you click on them, they don't actually work. It looks like these will eventually be hyperlinked in some way, but this is not working currently when you click on them. Okay, very cool little things down here, though. Summon champions from throughout League's vast universe. Face off in a dramatic 1v1 or up the stakes in 4-person free-for-all, or build your build your collection and unlock countless ways to play. All right, we got to get the volume, the background music back on. All right, so that's that for their site. I will link that down in the comment section below. We've gone over the video. We've gone over the site. Now, one thing I want to talk about. This is kind of going to work as a channel update for one of my other channels. Maybe I'll post this video, I'll mirror it over on that channel or something, we'll see. For those who are not aware, I have another channel. It was supposed to be a Flesh and Blood channel, a channel dedicated to Flesh and Blood, and I just couldn't stay interested in the game, like, you know, enough to cover both One Piece and Flesh and Blood. One thing I am probably going to do, it's going to make some people upset, it is what it is, but I think I'm going to turn this channel here into a auxiliary all things TCG channel for me, where I can cover Gundam on here. I can still cover Flesh and Blood. I can cover League of Legends, the new trading card game coming out, or Riftbound, excuse me. And I can cover all these other trading card games coming out on this channel. Again, it's probably going to make a few people upset, like the people who play Flesh and Blood, who are following me exclusively for that content. But, you know, things change, right? It is what it is. Hopefully no one gets too upset about that. But just to give everyone here an update, I will probably... This video we're doing today on Riftbound, this is kind of just a one-of for the channel, just to kind of spread the word about this product, and also, I guess now even to direct you over to this channel if you want to see me update it more often. Because if this channel... If I can turn my other channel into something that's for all the other TCGs, that would be perfect. That would be perfect, because I want to stay One Piece as my main focus, and then some other random really cool trading card games on a whole nother channel where I don't really care what I'm doing for the day, right? Because I have to say, when I was thinking about doing this video, I was like, oh, I hope no one gets mad at me, and I get it. You know, people don't really care at the end of the day, and if they do, you know, you can't please everyone, right? You can't just please everyone. Excuse me, but hear me out. It'd be really good to have my main channel, which is One Piece, which is the channel you guys are listening in on right now, and then have this other one for all the other card games that I follow. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. 99% sure about that. This channel will change over from a Flesh and Blood only channel to a all things TCG channel, a secondary to my main. Okay. Now, we got one more thing to look at. I will link this over on Facebook, or on Facebook. I don't know what I'm talking about. I will link this Discord in the channel description, maybe? No, probably the comment section. I will link this in the comment section so you can go straight over to the Discord for Riftbound. They already have a community server up and running, and you can check out all the new cards that they've revealed so far on this channel under the card reveals channel on their site, okay, or on their Discord rather. And we're going to kind of blitz through some of these before we wrap up this video. It looks like they're going to have some type of stage looking effect here. It says Battlefield. Notice this card is sideways, right? This is a horizontal card as opposed to vertical. This one's more horizontal. And this says Alter to Unity. It says when you hold here, play a one, whatever that's supposed to be, you know, attack, a fist or something, recruit unit token in your base. So when you hold here, you can play a one attack recruit unit token in your base. Okay, so battlefields are probably where you're going to go attack your opponent. Seems good. That kind of has like a sorcery vibe to it, right? The new sorcery game that's come out where it's a little more tactical on the board, where there's like, you know, there's like a grid to play into. I don't know enough about this game to comment on that, but that could be interesting. Okay, now we have the Grand Plaza here. When you hold here, if you have 7+ units here, you win the game. Okay, there's an alt win con already in the beginning of you know, of this game. And it says if you have 7 or more, it says 7+ units here, you win the game. Okay, so there's a bunch of those for you to kind of check out however you want to. Now we're going to go through some of these cards here and see what they say and see if we can figure out what's going on. So it looks like this one costs 0, but it's still a yellow card. So I wonder, I guess maybe you can't even play this card unless you have a yellow resource on the field, but then you don't have to use it, right? You don't have to use the yellow resource. You just have to have access to a yellow resource to play this out for 0, maybe. I'm not sure. and I can't read this on the right here. I don't know what this says. If this is like an attack or a spell or some type of action, I have no idea. Let me make my camera a little bit bigger. There we go. I don't know if this is some type of special attack here, but it says to tap this card, add 0, and activate this anytime. So this is some type of seal. Maybe this starts off in play, because when you tap this card, that's the weird part, right? So you're playing this out, and I guess it's sitting on the board. And it says when you tap this card, you can add 0, yellow, activate this anytime. I'm very confused by that. I don't know the rules enough to really comment. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Okay, so now see, this one says spell, whereas the one we just looked at before had some type of axe and some type of Chinese letters. So that's probably some type of physical attack, and this is probably some type of magic attack with spell damage. Let's see what this one says. So this one is pay 2, and it has an ability here called Focused. Play only during your turn outside of a showdown. A showdown. Okay, so I guess that's when you're in the middle of a battle, like in One Piece. Okay, Focused. Play only during your turn outside of a showdown. Each player KOs one of their units. I don't like how it says that. They need to say KO. I think that'd be a little bit better to say. But it says cull. Okay, so this is a culling effect here. It is a 2-cost focus. Play only during your turn outside of a showdown, and each player is going to have to sacrifice one of their characters or one of their units. Really powerful here. Very strong here. Okay, let's go down. I want to look for one with that same axe on the side. Okay, this one has the unit symbol on the side. And it has this 6 attack power here, or this fist icon. I'm assuming that's like attack power, right? So it looks like it costs 4, it attacks for 6, it is a unit, and it says as an additional cost to play me, sacrifice a friendly unit, okay? KO a friendly unit there. And this is a Noxus character, so we got the type down here, and then we have what it's called, which is Cruel Patron. Okay, very cool. Let's look at some other colors. These are yellow. Okay, here's a blue one. I also need to look for a few things here. I want to look for these different keywords. This one's Legion. When you play me, that's interesting how that's worded. Play 2 1 attack recruit unit tokens here. Get the effect if you've played another card this turn. Hang on. So Legion is, so this is a 3-cost, 3-attack character here, or unit, with Demacia and Elite. It is a Vanguard Captain with the effect Legion. When you play me, play 2 1-attack recruit unit tokens here, and then get the effect if you've played another card this turn. So I'm guessing you won't be able to play this effect out if you've not played another card this turn. That's kind of interesting. I wish they'd find a better way to say that instead of at the end. Like, that should be part of the cost. So what it should, in my opinion, what it should say, if I'm reading this correctly, is if you've played another character, if you've played another card this turn, then when you play me, play 2 1-attack recruit tokens here. That's how it should be worded, if I'm understanding that right, but hey, they have it worded differently. Okay, now we have an effect here called Death Knell. This is a effect that says play your top rune exhausted, and then when I die, get the effect. Okay, so that's weird. They have how you get the effect after what the effect does in parentheses. So this card, Death Knell, this is like an on-KO effect in One Piece. Play your top rune exhausted. Rune, maybe that's what they're calling the Dawn in this game, or the mana, or the resource is a rune. Okay, going down to the blue cards, here's some more stages, or what they're calling battlefields of some sort. I wanted to look for more spells. Because, okay, here's a champion. I'm trying to look at the side here and see what we can find. We've seen units, we've seen spells, and now we've seen champion. I want to see what that axe means. So this is a 4-cost, attack for 4. You may play me to an open battlefield. Friendly units may be played to open battlefields. I don't know enough about the keywords and what all that means, so I can't really comment. What else do we have here? I'm really looking for these attack cards, guys, with that axe. Okay, here we go. So gear. That is a gear card when you have the axe. And this one, it's a 0-cost. Tap this, add this at any time. So these seals are some type, so they're gear. So that's gear you'll be able to put on. That's a cool idea. So I do have to branch over now into like Flesh and Blood, another game where there is like this leader, and ultimately you're putting gear on, and it makes your character stronger, right? It gives you special effects you can use throughout the game. That was very clumsy. Don't quote me on that, but that's the general idea. That's the general concept. So it's good to see that they're going to have gear in this game. I wonder how that all is going to add up. Maybe if we get some really powerful gear, or maybe you level up gear over time. Because a big thing about League of Legends, the game, is you start off with really crappy gear, and then as you get stronger, like as you farm more, you farm your lane, you get more gold, and then you cash in that gold for bigger, better gear. So that'd be really cool if they went down that path with this game. We'll have to see. Okay, so here's reaction. Here we go. So reaction, this may be played in response to another spell or ability. So now we have an instant cast spell here, and it has reaction as its keyword. As an additional cost to play me, you may exhaust a friendly unit, and if you do, draw 2, otherwise draw 1. Okay, so this may be played in response to another spell or ability. As an additional cost to play me, you may exhaust a friendly unit, and if you do, draw 2, otherwise draw 1. So I guess it's a reaction draw card effect. Okay, not too bad. Kind of weird with the way that's the timing is and the wording is, but who knows? I don't know how battle is, so that could be really strong if you're resting a character before it gets KO'd and then you're like drawing from it or something. Okay, so more spells here. I'm trying to find some other really big, really big gear or some other colors, different keywords. All right, here's one. We got ganking here. This is I can move from battlefield to battlefield, so that's kind of a big thing within League of Legends. You can move into other people's battlefields and gank their lane. They call it ganking, where you go and attack someone who's just totally caught unaware when they're trying to do a 1v1. You come in as the third, the third person and take them out. Okay. And this says ganking, I can move from battlefield to battlefield. So it looks like these battlefields are going to be a very big deal in this game, where you're going to need to have certain people at one battlefield and certain people at another. That could be very cool. Okay, and then it says recycle 1 from your trash and give me +1 this turn. Recycle 1 from your trash. Maybe that means like put a card from your trash on the bottom of your deck. That's what makes sense in my mind for recycle. Okay. What else? Here's another gear card. So again, it's these seals. So there's different seals you're going to start off with. Okay, and that's about it, guys. I don't want to go through every single card. You guys check this out if you want to on their Discord. I will link that in the comment section below for those who want to check it out. Oh, here's an accelerate. Hang on. So this one says ganking and accelerate. I can move from battlefield to battlefield. There's ganking, and then accelerate must be the next one. As I'm played, you may pay 2, like 1 colorless and 1 yellow maybe, or just 1 yellow, I don't know, as an additional cost to have me ready. So the first time I move each turn, you may ready another card. So maybe that's like rush in this game is accelerate. You get to attack right away, potentially. I don't know. Okay, but this is a 5 cost, 5 attack. Seems good. Bilgewater and Pirate. It's a captain card. And yeah, I think we're getting close to the bottom here. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, that's a spell. This Catalyst of Eons. This was that one card the guy said was his favorite card. So it's a 4-cost spell here. Play your top 2 runes exhausted if you can't draw 1. So either in the beginning of the game, you're ramping your resources here, I think, if runes are resources. And then if you can't do that, you can at least draw a card. Very nice. And one more thing I do want to mention with these cards is notice... Let me try to find a dual-colored one more time. Okay, perfect. Here's that Super Mega Death Rocket. Notice how it's set up like with the red and purple down here at the border. It looks very much like One Piece with the formatting, but then with the dual color, that looks very much, it gives me the Digimon vibes. So the way these cards are designed is they really give me a Digimon One Piece hybrid vibe. You guys tell me if y'all think the same thing in the comment section below. Okay. All right, and that's about it. Like I said, let me go down to the very bottom to see if there's any really cool looking new cards that have been spoiled here. Oh, and remember, these are the old arts for the card. These, what we're seeing here, this is the old border. They have since changed it. Remember what we saw with Yasuo and that Death Bloom character? I can't remember what it was called. Okay, check this out. So here's with the new frames on them. This looks really good. Okay. Yeah, and this one says Legend Jinx Loose Cannon. So there's that title. Remember with Yasuo we saw Unforgiven? So again, if I had to guess, that probably is going to be like in the future they'll have more Jinxes like with different colors and different titles. I have no idea. But this looks really good. This looks way better like this. I like this a lot better. And this is a legend character. Like the others were on the side, they were saying like champion or spell or gear or whatever. This is a legend. Okay, so I think this is kind of like leaders in this game. The only thing that really concerns me about these cards here is like where are the stats on the leaders? Now, let's see what Jinx does. At the start of your beginning phase, draw 1, and if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. Wait. Draw 1 if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. At the start of your beginning phase, you can draw a card if you only have 1 card in your hand, 1 or fewer cards. Okay, that's interesting. So it's like a card draw effect. Maybe this is meant to like go really low in hand size, like I don't know, like Impel Down or Emporio Ivankov type of effect here. Just go really low in hand size and go from there and start getting your cards back, so you can just go all in. That does make sense with Jinx. I feel like that makes a lot of sense with how her character is. It's just kind of like, you know, just all in or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Anyway. Then we have Herald of the Arcane here. This is Legend Victor. Okay, Herald of the Arcane is the title. His actual name is Victor. And again, there is no stats on these cards. And this one has pay 1 and turn this card sideways. Play a 1, whatever that symbol is there, recruit unit token. Okay, play a 1 defense recruit unit token maybe? Did they change? Well, see, like with this Teemo here, this one has the 1 still in that form. Let me see something if there's any updates down here. Okay, so it looks like they did change. Check this out, guys. We're kind of all learning this together here. It looks like they changed that attack symbol to this sword and shield. I love that way more. I did not like the punching fist thing like for Riot. I understand it's like for Riot Games. I did not like that at all. I like this a lot better with that symbol now for the attack. Okay, and this one has deflect. We saw this in the video. Here's the Yasuo. Very nice. Okay. It looks like it's very mixed with the reactions here. Some people think it's fire. Some people think it's the vomiting face. You can't please everyone, man. You can't please everyone. But either way, I think the new art. Let me say this. I think it looks incredible. This new style, this new format for the cards looks awesome. Looks original. Looks unique. I'm a big fan of this. Especially this one's really cool too. Now, you know, when you take off that border, and who knows if this is alt arts or something. I have no idea, but I think they are changing the direction of it. My biggest concern so far. Let's go ahead and start wrapping this video up. My biggest concern is I have absolutely no idea how this leader or this legend card is supposed to interact with the game. I don't know enough about the rules. Maybe I'll have a follow-up video in the near future here where we watch a game of someone playing, or maybe we'll even try to play a game of it, and we'll go from there. But I am very concerned when I see this effect here, or this, you know, what looks to be the leader. You know, this is the legend, Jinx, loose cannon, and here's the effect, and there's no stat line. There's no stat line. So that really concerns me. One thing that I love about having leaders in games is they can attack, right? Or that's what I want for a leader in a game. But then again, maybe this is more like Flesh and Blood. In Flesh and Blood, all of your abilities are your hero's attacks, and maybe they're going for more of that vibe in this game, where your leader just has an ability, and then all the stuff it's playing out for the turn, those are the attacks you're doing. We'll have to see what happens. I'm very curious. We're going to be following this game. I'm going to try to follow this game closely. I will say this, though, from here on out, any follow-up videos that I will have on this game will be on the other channel that I was showing off over here, this channel here, which I will also link in the comment section below. All right, guys, that's it, man. What did y'all think about Riftbound? This was just a quick first impression. Let me just wrap that up real quick. I think it does look promising. I think it has a lot of potential. I want to play the game myself and see what I think about it, see how I like it, and go from there. Once I actually get to play the game, I can give a much better, you know, analysis of it and tell you guys what I really think and how I'm really feeling about the game and like the long-term success I think it might have and things like that. It'll be the same thing with Gundam. Once I get my hands on Gundam and I get to play it, that'll change everything for that game to see if I really like it or if I really don't. All right, I'm done. Let's be nice in the comment section below, guys, but I really want to know what y'all think about Riftbound. Who here is interested in me covering this in the future? Who's interested in trying this? Who's not interested at all? What are your guys' thoughts? I've got a lot I still want to say, but I'm probably going to save it more for a future video. But first impressions, here we go again, one more time, just to summarize. I like a lot of things. Let me be a little more detailed. I kind of rushed that ending for whatever reason. I don't know why, but let me be a little more detailed. I think some things I'm not a huge fan of is how the leader looked, where it didn't have a stat. It doesn't look like it's going to have much impact on the game other than its effect and colors. That'll probably be how you build your deck. The new frames look excellent. I love to hear that the developers are listening to the feedback. That's a really, really good sign for a game. It means, you know, probably a promising future. But I need to see the battlefield. I need to see the game in action before I make really any more big comments on the game. I will say that. So maybe I will save you know, a follow-up for later. Once I see the game in action, I can go from there. All right, now I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Real quick on the outro here, guys, if you're supporting me in any way, shape, or form, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help me out using my TCG Player affiliate link, hey, if you're supporting me through Patreon, PayPal, or donations, if you're a Playmat supporter, YouTube member, Discord community, whatever you're doing, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Hope y'all enjoyed. Again, please be nice in the comment section. And don't worry, we'll be back to One Piece tomorrow, okay? No worries. Yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.